Welcome to a lesson on how to find the equation of a parabola with the vertex at the origin given the focus. Looking at our notes, there are 4 cases to consider. First, if the parabola opens right or left, then the equation will always be in the form of y squared equals 4px. Notice when the y part is squared, the directrix is parallel to the y-axis, and the parabola opens along the x-axis. Notice in both cases, the focus is the point p, 0. If the parabola opens to the right, p is positive or greater than 0. If the parabola opens to the left, p is less than 0 or negative. Recall, we can always say the absolute value of p gives us the distance from the vertex to the focus, as well as the distance from the vertex to the directrix. Next, if the parabola opens up or down, the equation will always be in the form of x squared equals 4py. Notice in both cases, the focus is 0, p. But if the parabola opens up, p is positive. If the parabola opens down, p is negative. Notice when the x part of the equation is squared, the directrix is parallel to the x-axis, and the parabola opens along the y-axis. Let's look at some examples. We're asked to find the equation of the parabola that has its vertex at the origin and has its focus at the point 2.3, 0. So we know the vertex is at the origin. We'll label that point V. And we're told the focus is the point 2.3, 0, which is approximately here. And now we can go ahead and make a rough sketch of the parabola. We know the focus is always inside the parabola, and therefore we know the parabola opens to the right and looks something like this. If we wanted to, we could also find the equation of the directrix, which is going to be parallel to the y-axis, 2.3 units to the left of the vertex, giving us the directrix, this vertical line here, with an equation of x equals negative 2.3. Now let's go ahead and find the equation. Again, because the parabola opens to the right, we know the equation is in the form of y squared equals 4px, where p is positive, which we can tell because the focus is 2.3, 0, giving us p equals 2.3. This is all we need to find the equation of the parabola because the vertex is at the origin and we're given the focus. The equation is y squared equals 4 times 2.3 times x, which gives us y squared is equal to 4 times 2.3 is equal to 9.2, giving us y squared equals 9.2x. Let's look at a second example. Again, we're asked to find the equation of the parabola where the vertex is at the origin, and now the focus is the point 0, negative 3.54. So again, we know the vertex is at the origin, and now the focus is 0, negative 3.54, approximately here. And because we know the focus is inside the parabola, we know the parabola must open down. We also know the directrix is parallel to the x-axis, 3.54 units above the vertex, giving us the horizontal line of y equals 3.54 for the directrix, this horizontal line here. And now let's go ahead and find the equation. We know it's going to be in the form of x squared equals 4py, where now p is going to be negative 3.54 because the parabola opens down. And therefore the equation of the parabola is x squared equals 4 times negative 3.54 times y, giving us x squared equals negative 14.16y. Let's take a look at 2 more examples. Once again, we're given the vertex is at the origin, and now the focus is the point negative 4.65, 0, which should be approximately here. And therefore, the parabola must open to the left and look something like this. And again, if we wanted to, we know the directrix would be parallel to the y-axis and would be 4.65 units to the right of the vertex, giving us the vertical line x equals 4.65, which would be approximately here. And because the parabola opens to the left, we know the equation must be in the form of y squared equals 4px, where p is going to be less than 0, which we can tell because the focus is the point negative 4.65 comma 0, indicating p equals negative 4.65. And therefore the equation is y squared equals 4 times negative 4.65 times x. And therefore y squared is equal to negative 18.6x. And let's take a look at one more example so that we've considered all four cases. For our last example, again, the vertex is at the origin. And now the focus is the point 0, 5.12, which is approximately here. This indicates the parabola must open up, and also that the directrix would be parallel to the x-axis 5.12 units below the vertex, giving us the horizontal line approximately here for the directrix, which would have the equation y equals negative 5.12. And again, because the parabola opens up, we know the equation must be in the form of x squared equals 4py, where p is going to be positive or greater than 0, and because the focus is 0, 5.12, p equals 5.12, giving us the equation x squared equals 4 times 5.12 times y. Simplifying, we have x squared equals 4 times 5.12 is equal to 20.48, giving us x squared equals 20.48y. I hope you found this helpful.